Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Yhug, and today's video is basically just to say, if you're hard on yourself, you gotta stop and give yourself a break. You gotta stop being so hard on yourself, because I took a bit of a break, not fully related to this, but somewhat, because I felt like I needed to just take a step back, you know, and like reevaluate everything, because I was noticing I was being too critical of myself, right? I would try to record videos, and it was almost like I felt like I was forcing them, or it sounded too corny, or this and that, and I was being so critical of myself that I was like, I kind of felt like God was saying, like, take a step back, just stop. So I took a step back for almost 2 months, but you know, I got a little carried away there. But I started thinking like more people go through this, right? Like a lot of people go through this. There's a lot of people that are just overly critical of themselves, and I felt like it was important to come up here and talk about this, because I've noticed that I'm like that too. Like, especially when it comes to making YouTube videos, if they don't come out the way I want to, or even after they come out the way I want to, I go back and I watch it, I'm like, dang, I should have said this, or dang, I should have said that, or nah, that was dumb, this was you know what I mean? Like, and then it's sort of, like I said, it kills my motivation for it. And I know a lot of it comes from also comparison, like especially in my montages, I start comparing them to other people, and I'm like, well, how are people so good at them? Especially when it's like I see that their editor's younger than me. I'm like, dude, how are these guys, these kids, so talented? And then I think about it, and it's like, well, you also got to remember, some people just have a knack for these things, you know? Some people are naturally going to be more talented in some aspects than you. And that's something that, like, I think for people that are trying to get better at a skill and keep judging themselves for not being good enough or where they want to be at, sometimes you got to really stop, like, and think, like, okay, well, some people are just naturally going to be more talented than you, because that's just how it is. But remember, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Shout out my cousin for telling me that one. But you know, when it all comes down to just working hard, and you may think you're not putting in that work or you're not making all that progress, but trust me, if you take a step back and think about it and look at it, you're gonna see, holy crap, I made a lot of progress. Even if it's just like one day, that progress, trust me, you're making progress. Even if it's just been a day, you're making progress. And that doesn't just go for like trying a new skill too. Like if you're trying to be a better person, even if it's just been a day, the fact that you acknowledge that you're not the person you want to be yet and you want to work towards it, that in and of itself is like so much progress, man. Like it's miles of progress compared to where you were yesterday. That one step is actually a leap almost. And I say this even though one thing I've noticed is I could still see all this, and I'd still get mad at myself for not being this perfect version of myself I have pictured in my head that I want to be. But then I started reminding myself, right, as I'm reading the Bible and I'm really thinking about all this, like it just clicked in my head that we can never be perfect, like ever. And God knows this, right? Because He's known us since before we were born. That's the whole reason why He sent down Jesus to come die for us, to die for our sins. That's why Jesus died for us, right? Because He knew we were not perfect. He's not asking us to be perfect. He's just asking us to be the best that we can be and follow in His ways. And you're not always going to be able to. Trust me, you're not always going to be able to live up to those standards. But God knows that, and it's okay, right? So, like, if you're one of those Christians that keeps falling back into sin and judging themselves and getting too much in their head, don't even worry about it. Oh well, okay. I'm not saying keep sinning, but I'm saying, like, don't beat yourself up over it. Just ask God for guidance, and trust me, it'll happen. Like, He will make it happen, because at the end of the day, if you're living for God, He's gonna make sure you stop living in that sin, right? I mean, the Bible even says there's no temptation that has ever overcome man. So, you know, and I know my biggest sin right now is cussing, but it's like, that's the one thing I really beat myself up over. I cuss so much. I'm like, dang, man, like I'm never gonna be like, not squeaky clean, but like I'm never gonna be like, in terms of my vocabulary, clean. And then I think about it and I'm like, well, no, looking back a couple years ago, I was cussing a lot more than I am now. Now it's not rare, but it's, you know, it's toned down, so it's a little better. But you know, that even goes to the non-believers out there. You want to be a better person, like I said, I mean, you're never gonna be perfect. You're gonna eventually, every once in a while, because old habits die hard, you might slip back into an old habit, but don't see it as the end all be all. You get me? Like, take a look at that progress that you've made, and trust me, it's like you're gonna see it's so much more than that one slip up. The distance you've reached from trying to change is compared to that little slip up is so much bigger. And that's something I've been just wanting to share. Like, if you're hard on yourself, you need to stop. You need to give yourself a break, and you need to turn around and look back at everything you've accomplished up until now. Even if it feels like nothing, trust me, there's gonna be something you're gonna find. And maybe you may not find it. Maybe it may take you asking someone, hey, do you feel like I've improved as a person or something like that? And if they like are with you every day, they're gonna notice it, trust me. And yeah, I just wanted to come up here and say that. And like I said, even if it's not about being a better person or improving on a new skill, like if you feel like you're failing, trust me, it's okay. It's okay to mess up every once in a while, because a fail is just a learning experience, right? So you gotta just take a breather, take a step back, chill, and then realize everything around you isn't as bad as it may seem in terms of, you know, failing or stuff like that. Like, and I really had to take that one and for myself, because last year that's how I felt too in school, or last semester I should say. And then I ended up passing all my classes, so wasn't doing as bad as I thought. You know, I was just being too judgmental of myself, because I saw other people were just naturally doing better. But that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to make that video, get up here and say that real quick. I hope you guys were able to get something out of it. But yeah, I just want to come up here and say that. See you guys in the next video. I have a new montage planned, by the way. New video coming out. Well, not montage, but like a little edit. I have something planned. I want to get back into uploading. Just had to take a break, get right, you know, mainly with God, because I found myself slipping out of the new good habits I was making and slipping back into some old ones, which were just like not reading the Bible and like being lazy and all that. So, you know, had to take that little break, get right. But I think I'm good now, ready to come back, make some more content. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.